Hey, it's Jen. Today we are asking the question, do I need to have a car when I move to LA? Most people that live here in LA will answer that question with an unequivocal, yes, of course you need to have a car. It's a giant city and everybody drives everywhere. And I will say that if you can have a car, if you can buy a car, if you can afford a car, it is ideal to have a car. But there are ways around having a car when you first come. And if you're like me, when I first arrived here in LA, I wasn't sure how long I was gonna stay. So I didn't necessarily want to invest in a car, and I didn't necessarily have the money to invest in a car. I wanted to kind of figure out first if I was really gonna stay here and follow this crazy dream of mine. So here are some options if you don't want to buy a car right when you first move to LA. Public transportation in LA. It's not great, but it is getting better. We don't have a perfect subway system, far from it, but they are building on it, so it is getting better. And every year it's going to get a little bit better. And the bus system here in LA is pretty good. You can pretty much get anywhere riding the public bus. The only problem with buses is it takes longer to get from point A to point B. So if you're taking a bus around town, first of all, you have to learn, obviously, how all the buses work, and that's a pretty big learning curve. But once you learn it, you also have to make sure that you allow about twice the time to get anywhere that you would if you were driving. But public bus is a great option. A company that I used when I first moved to LA is a car company that's nationwide that you've probably heard of called Rent-A-Wreck. It's a funny company because it's a funny title, but it's a great company because they have cars for an incredibly reasonable price and they work. You're not going to be driving around town in a Mercedes, but you can get where you need to go at a pretty reasonable cost. Another great option is Zipcar. I'm sure you've heard of that company and they are definitely here in LA. Another alternative to all of these, of course, is Ubering. So you can do kind of a combination of riding the public transportation, taking a bus from place to place. But if there's somewhere that you have to get to really fast, Uber is a great option and it's pretty economical. Another company that I think is great that not a lot of people know about is a company called Turo. I think this is an amazing company and I promise you they're not giving me any money to say this. Turo is basically the Airbnb or VRBO of cars. So it's a regular person renting his or her car to another regular person. So there's lots of different options. Like somebody might rent their car for 5 days, somebody might rent their car for 100 days. So you can go onto the Turo website, find the car that's right for you. There's all different price ranges. You can find cars for as low as $15 a day, and then you can find fancier models for as much as $90 a day. But that's a really good option if you're not 100% positive that you're staying or you don't have quite the money saved up yet to buy a car. Of course, transportation in any city you live in is really important. So if there's anything that I didn't cover or that you still have questions about, feel free to join our membership, and Camille and I are here to talk to you about anything. Thanks.